Hello, everyone, and welcome to our once weekly show. My name is Michelle Marie, and I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. You can find me at, there it is, astrologicaltarot.com. I am both a Western and a Vedic astrologer, as well as a tarot and oracle card reader. I'm so glad that you guys are all here with us today, and that we have Jennifer and Tanis with us too. Yay! It's going to be fun.
Hello, everyone. I'm Tanis Coughlin from the Twillo Lifestyle Community, Twillo Lifestyle Academy. I am a Reiki Master, Crystal Master, Celtic Shamanic High Priestess, Galactic Master, and a channel. And I'm super happy to be with you today.
Yay.
Hi, all. I am Jennifer Jurkofsky, my holistic self, and I am a registered psychotherapist, certified Canadian counselor, intuitive life coach, Reiki Master, energy worker, Supia Kahina, whatever we need in the moment to bring in that kind of holistic healing.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, and we have had Jennifer on the show before, so it's so good to have you back on again. And I love your cards and the way you read. So yay. And it's good. It is. And I'm glad that Tanis is back with us. She had a bit of a break that she needed to go on, and I had one too. So yeah. So I see that, Rachel, okay, you just tipped, so we will get to your question first. And I want to say, give a shout out to Shawana. Welcome, Shawana. Shawana's she's from
California.
California. Yeah, welcome. And it's her first time. So welcome, Shawana. It's good to see you. And then, Tarot Stash. Howdy, Michelle, Tanis, Jennifer, and all. It's so good to see you, Gerald.
Hey, Gerald.
Yeah, Gerald was so helpful in giving me a reading just before Fox passed. So that was very sweet of you, Gerald. I really appreciated that. And then Rachel Rose, she says, great to see everyone. Hope you're doing well, heart. Oh, thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank
and then
you.
Shawana says, thank you guys. Oh, well, thank you for being here. It's so good to see all of you. Oh my goodness. So you guys know how the show works. I'm going to start off with some astrological energies that are going on. Oh, thank you for the heart, Gerald. You're so sweet. And we're going to go into some astrological energies because we got some big stuff coming our way, guys. So Mercury's going direct today. So if you have any planets in Gemini or Virgo, you're especially feeling this. And what Mercury direct does is Mercury has been in retrograde and now he's getting ready to go forward again. But what happens is it's kind of like if you're going northbound on the freeway and you take an exit, it takes a while to get up to speed and go southbound if you're going the other direction. So that's kind of where Mercury is at. He's at a standstill right now. And so this is not the best day to sign any documents or contracts or anything like that. Just give it a couple of days for Mercury to speed up and you'll be golden. But the big energy happened yesterday, January 17th, 2023, sidereal Saturn went from Capricorn and into Aquarius. Now, Saturn is the Lord of our karma. And he's been in his own side of Capricorn for the last 2 years, actually more than 2 years. And he moves into a sidereal sign of Aquarius yesterday, right? So during his time in Capricorn, he challenged us with COVID, civil unrest, climate issues, political upheavals, and more. So he's strong in both Capricorn and Aquarius. And so what that does is it forces the collective to face our issues with practicality and responsibility. The good news is this year, he's not going to form any conjunctions. Thank you, God. Okay. With other planets. So that's really good. And he will bring each of the astrological signs different challenges this year. And so if you want to know exactly what you can expect from you, I will put up the banner here. You can go to twillowlifestyle.ca. Members. We have a membership page. It's $11 a month Canadian, you guys. It's absolutely nothing. And I'm one of many, many practitioners on there. And I give a full detailed analysis for 2023 and what you can expect for your specific signs. Okay. And you have more than one sign because you have a rising, you have a moon, you have a sun. So that's all there. I highly recommend that you sign up for her membership. It's amazing. But yeah, Shawnee's energy is going to affect all of us, especially if you have any planets in sidereal Aquarius, predominantly your moon, like me. You're definitely going to feel some of Shawnee's energy depending on what house that lies in for you. Okay. So definitely check that out. Jupiter, he's not moving into Aries until April of this year. So we've got a little bit of time before that, but that's another really big thing that's happening this year. And I also go into all of the eclipses on the membership page as well and how that affects all of us. So we have 4 eclipses this year, lots of big, heavy energy. Okay. Yep, I'm already seeing questions come in, so we're going to get to your questions and the collective stuff. But before we go, I just really wanted to plug this. I'm going to be teaching at an International Joytish Conference, January 26th and 29th, and you can register at my spiritual teachers page, Camilla.com. And the name of my presentation is Spring Forward, Fall Back, Your Soul's Journey Through Time. And I look at death charts and birth charts and see whether or not their soul progressed or needed to go back and learn some things or achieved moksha or spiritual realization, which is very, very rare. But there are a few saints that have done that. And I'm going to be analyzing one of their charts. So it should be a lot of fun. And so without ado, Tanis, can you show us or tell us what's going on in the collective energies this week?
Yeah, we've got some big stuff. It's been the last 3 weeks has been super like roller coaster. I'm sure you guys are feeling it. So the guides wanted us to know to stay the course. Okay. It doesn't mean you're on the wrong path. We're just having bumps in the road. Okay. So just learn from your experiences as you go. And it may have created some rifts. So know that you can mend this bridge. All right. It's about seeing both sides of that situation and then using compromise and compassion. All right. And that's something that's been challenging, of course, with the planets and stuff the way they are. It has made it challenging to find that middle ground. But I think as we go in Mercury direct, we're going to start to find that that's going to be a little bit easier. Okay. So just open your heart. Okay. No one's perfect. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal the situation. So there's a lot of people that have had some upsets in the family, in their personal lives, some in business, but definitely like one-on-one kind of stuff has been happening the last couple of weeks. So anyway, don't give up on love. All right. Just connect. A relationship you cherish can be healed. So allow me to clear the way with forgiveness so that love can thrive again. So that goes back to the same one. You can heal this. Okay. I feel like there was a lot of like sort of contentious energy that's happened because of the Mercury retrograde and a lot of like ups and downs. And I think a lot of people have felt like, so there's a lot of energy coming down at the same time. And when that energy comes down, it almost acts like it's like a lot of input. So we get almost overstimulated with energy. And that creates kind of a uncomfortable kind of a feeling. And when we have that, we tend to get a little grumpy. So that's where all of that stuff can come from. So just know it's energy, right? Send love to it. It's going to move. And because of all that energy coming down, we're receiving a lot from angels. Okay. They're sending us lots of stuff, lots of energy. So tap in. You're probably more intuitive now than you were 3 years ago. Know that your loved ones are safe if you're worried about that. We don't need to stay in that fear mindset. We need to move forward and not be in that because we got some change coming. As a collective and individually, there's going to be a lot of change over the next, I would say 3 to 4 months, maybe 6. Okay. It's going to happen. I feel like it's like kind of building until like end of March. And then we're going to sort of have a little bit of a relaxed time. And then there may be another piece that comes up. It is time to put your creative energy into action. So as these planets change and everything, we're going to start to feel a little bit more like we can move forward with more energy and motivation. Archangel Gabriel joins me to spark your creativity, help you communicate your vision, and motivate you to create something beautiful. So communication has been challenged. Now it's time to go ahead. Well, maybe wait a day or two, but then we'll go ahead. Okay. They're reminding us to believe in magic. So magic is in the everyday. In many ways, magic is related to the energy that's all around us. We can tap into magic anytime you choose. Okay. Feel into the magic in the air. All 4 elements and energy create alchemy, which is magic. So you're making witch's brew with soup, which is a great thing to do this time of year. Put your love into the soup and you're making witch's brew, okay? Emerging into grace is where we're going to be. So get lots of rest is what I'm feeling. See, she's really like lying down there. It's graceful, but also I feel we need a lot of rest this time of year. It is hibernation time. So allow yourself to hibernate. Next week, we'll feel a little bit more like jumping forward. Hope that's helpful.
Well, yeah, there's a lot going on in the energies. It's interesting you talk about magic. So in the human design side of things, we've just moved in as of yesterday to the gate 60. So we're looking at the gate of limitation. Now, limitation, we go, oh no, I don't want to be limited, right? But the beauty with the gate of limitation is that it opens us to magic, right? It brings us to this place of acceptance. And when we hit that part where we can accept that there are limits to certain things, we begin to feel that pressure that we have to mutate, we have to change. We have to adapt in order to continue to flow. Like I think about it like a river, right? A river has to have banks. If it doesn't have river banks, it's not a river, right? And that helps to guide it, and it helps to increase its flow and its direction. And, the river, just as much as it's held in by the banks, it also creates change in them, right? If you look at how environments change over time, there is this mutation that happens. And it is in this place that we begin to see our own magic and our ability to move forward. And so I loved that you pulled those cards. And I think it is so fitting with everything that you both talked about, that we're in this place right now of needing to come to acceptance of change that is just pending, right? And it's there, and it's there for us to claim. And so the other card that I got right now is spending time reclaiming your balance, right? And that's where you're going to find peace. And so being able to sit in the limitation, and it's like, finding the pause, right? Can I find that pause? Can I recognize the boundaries that are there? And can I sit in them in such a way that I can see things more clearly, right? They're not there to block, but they are there to help guide so that we recognize the change that needs to happen so that we can grow and move forward and move into all of these things that you're talking about there. So that's what's coming up for us in the next week with the Gene Keys.
Wow. So that's a lot of energy, guys. And we're sending you lots of love as you navigate through this. I want to just do a shout out for a few of our guests that are with us. Mary, thank you. You're very sweet. Yeah, it's been difficult without him. The hardest thing is I keep looking for him, and he's a part of my everyday. So it's yeah. And then Rachel says, I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you, Rachel. That's very sweet of you. I know how much you love Ollie. So. And then Jacqueline, she says also about the membership page. So true. I agree, Jacqueline. And my screen just blinked. There we go. This is Mercury direct, guys. So it's definitely affecting the show today. And then Silly, I believe that's how you say your name. Silly, or yeah. Hello, I'm new. Thank you for your service. Happy to be present, sharing the moment. Well, thank you for sharing the moment with us. And I see that you asked a question. We go, and just to let everybody know, we go in order of questions received. And if you tip like Rachel did, we get to you first. Okay. You get to the front of the line. So Allie, good to see you. And Julie says, oh yes, the full moon energy illuminated a lot of family stuff. Interesting.
Yes.
Okay. That might've taken place in your, well, moons represent the mother and the home. And I definitely take a look at your fourth house and see what was going on over there. And then Rachel says, yes, it's been exhausting. Yeah, it's been quite a bit, Rachel. And go ahead and ask your question, Rachel, because I did see that you tipped. And then Joy on Tanis's channel is with us. Good to see you again, Joy. Oh my goodness. And Allie, yes, you can put in your question. Oh yeah, I see it here. Mm-hmm. And let's see. Okay, let's get to Rachel's question. Okay. I have been doing everything positive to try again at work, even looked at condos, often offered extra help to them and the same old story. Anyway, I don't have a question. Would just love a general reading. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you're going through it, Rachel. That's never easy. I know that we do have a big energy and paradigm shift coming up with the Aquarius energy, Saturn and Aquarius. Okay. So things are going to shift a little bit for all of us. And with Saturn and Aquarius, he's really moving us toward a heart for service. Okay. I know you have an Aries moon, so this would fall in your 11th house of tribe, and it's ruled by Aquarius. So, yeah, just, whew. All right. So speaking of tribe, the first card that I'm going up to New York City next weekend. Oh, that's awesome, Rachel. That's awesome. Have fun. Well, I did get the short trip was in your future. So that's the third house. Okay. The third house are little short trips. And it literally says short-term thinking and trips up there. So I think this is just spirit acknowledging that this is going to be a really good trip for you. It's going to change your mindset a little bit, help you kind of reset, because you need that. Okay. Because the next card I got was the 9 of Fire. Don't give up. Okay. Protect everything that you've accomplished thus far. You are an extremely talented, amazing person, and just have courage through this next chapter. Okay. And believe in yourself, because you have amazing gifts, and that Rahu moon energy that I know is right there and active in your chart. It causes illusions. It can cause fear. It can cause a lot of mentally unsettled energy. Okay. Know that that's just an energy. It will pass, and it's not you. Okay. Because I got that you might be a little too frivolous or cautious with money. So I'm glad to hear that you're going up to New York, because now's the time to start making some good business decisions, giving to those who are less fortunate, things like that. The 4 of Earth is all about having enough and giving up a little bit of it for others. But the main energy I got was the 3 of Water. This is kind of how your trip is going to go. It's going to be fun. You're going to celebrate. This is the same as the 3 of Cups. Okay. A celebration, wedding, graduation, birth announcements, but it basically just says I need to have more fun. And when I picked this up, it was like, this is going to be just what the doctor ordered for Rachel. So I said, self-care wise, what is something that Rachel can really, really focus on? And interesting, I got spend time with animals. Okay. Spending time with the pets and little guys. Jennifer's laughing. Spending time with animals is going to be really, really good for you, because you have a very special connection with animals. It's in your chart. We saw it. Okay. And they provide you with as much healing as you provide them. So that's really, really good. She goes, haha, I do that. Okay. That's good. And then another thing that I got was it's okay to be a homebody every once in a while. You know, enjoying a secure base that you've made for yourself and for your loved ones. So yes, just go on these short little trips, have those little outings. Ollie just got jumped in the dog park. Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I might have pulled the homebody for him. You might want to be staying home and healing from that, because that's a bit traumatizing. I have the same problem, because Rosie's only 10 pounds and the other dogs are like, she got smushed at the dog park the other day, and oh my gosh, like this giant lab. So I know how difficult that can be. But the homebody is basically saying, you know, spend some time with Ollie, make yourself some tea, enjoy time at your altar, practice that self-care. And, you know, maybe have, like, this just popped into my head. If you have any friends with dogs that you can trust, invite them over for some tea and like a Netflix or something with you and Ollie, and just let the kids play. Okay. That's kind of the energy I got when I pulled the homebody. So you don't have to be alone at your house to be a homebody. You can have a friend come over and have a little puppy date with Ollie. And she goes, oh yeah, this guy's not neutered. Oh yeah, the non-neutered males, those are always a blast at the dog parks. They're humping everybody. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pass this off to Tanis, because I know she has more for you, and I'm sending you lots of love.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Rachel. So it's almost over. Your current challenges will be resolved soon, and you will be able to look at the future with a smile. Okay. And you also need to know the way forward is open. You're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities abound. Your guides will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. Okay. So don't get focused on being trapped, because that's not the energy that you're moving forward into. Okay. I do have the education card. Increase your knowledge. Education brings you opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. Okay. And in order for that, be honest with yourself. Okay. Tap into that heart space to make a decision about it. All your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept the truth, then let source take it from there. So just be honest with yourself. Let go of the expectations that you have regarding what you think life should be, okay? Let go of expectations of how your dreams will come true. Trust that heaven has the perfect plan. So trust those angels. It is coming time to make a decision, okay? So as you tap into that heart space and tap into your angelic guidance, it says here, are you choosing to prioritize yourself or another in this situation? Accept divine guidance pointing you towards your joy, because you do deserve it. And I think there's some of that there's times when you don't feel like you do. Know that you do. We are divine beings. Okay, we all deserve love and we all deserve joy. So it's about removing the filters that are stopping you from being in that space. Someone new is coming to your life. An important new relationship is on the horizon. Open your mind and heart so that happiness can enter into your life. So this may or may not be romantic, so I pulled a couple of romance cards to see. And it said this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. What came to mind is perhaps it's that dog owner that Michelle was talking about. That came to mind when you brought it up. I'm like, oh, yeah. So this could be the one. And let your friends help. Ask for and accept support from others. Okay. Now I have mantra cards now. I got new decks over the holidays. And the theme on the mantra cards, expanding inner power. And there's a mantra. I am my most powerful when my creativity is given a voice. I am my most powerful when creativity is given a voice. It doesn't want to focus, but that's what it says. Hope that's helpful. Mercury
anyway.
retrograde. Just go ahead.
It's all good.
Go ahead.
I don't care if I'm a little small box on the side there.
Just go ahead.
All right. So what I got for
My
you-
screen went completely blank. I'm so sorry. It's just my whole screen is going
Oh,
blank.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
We'll make
And
it work.
We're like, we just see you going, oh my gosh, where did you go?
All good. All right, so let's see here. We've got gate 36. This is the darkening of the light. And basically what this is talking about is the rule of cycles. Okay, so when things are not going so great, it wants you to understand that that's just part of the cycle, but that's not an enduring stage. So just like they both said, right, it's part of the process, but it is not going to be where you stay. This isn't where you reside. And so, when you want to take action or move from this, part of that is going to be looking at, what awareness do I need to bring to this, right? So that it doesn't lead to emotional crisis. Where can I act instead of react, right? And how can I shift my feelings at the end of this cycle in order to move away from crisis, right, to emotional clarity? And so the line that this falls in is line 1, which is really about understanding. And in this case, you really want to look at, is there anything you're resisting? Right? And pay attention to that and see what comes up for you, because that's going to really help you figure out what you need clarity wise in order to kind of move forward. So that brings us to the gate 20. Now, this gate is all about contemplation. Okay. So now as you're getting into this, it's taking that time, that step back, and really, beginning to recognize and become aware of what's happening for you right now. and then bring that into understanding for right action, right? So it really is like the now. I am the now. What is happening in this moment? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? What are those sensations? Because they're going to help guide you if you're able to tap into them and contemplate them. Now, it's in line 2, which is the hermit. You're going to be taking some of that time alone, but be really careful when you do this that you don't move into kind of a dogmatic way of understanding things. Really stay open and curious and allow different things to come to you as you do this contemplation. Okay. And so during this time, there is going to be some waiting, right? This is the gate 5 and this is waiting. And so here you're looking at fixed rhythms. In this sense, you really want to understand how sacred that is, to be able to kind of have routine and to have those patterns, right? It's not that we're never going to change them or that we're never going to step out of them, but in having them, we can kind of get into flow. And it allows us to be able to step back from trying to always figure out the next step, right? So that we can actually do the contemplation and do the work that we need to do to really figure out what is going to come next, right? And so in this, it's also getting into the rhythm of life and what that means for you. And so when you're doing that, the next is gate 15. Now, gate 15 is about modesty. So the quality here is really about behavior between extremes, right? So maybe you're experiencing some extremes, right? Things are really, really good. Things are really, really bad. I definitely want it. I don't want it at all. Right? So just kind of pay attention to the extremes that are coming up for you and see if you can pour love into it, right? See if you can take that time to really step back and observe, right? This is the 4, which is about networks. So paying attention to the people around you, but as a wallflower, right? Not necessarily involved in all of it, but really kind of just watching what's happening around you, feeling into the auras of people, really kind of taking that time again to bring that contemplation in, because it's going to show you who you need to connect with and who's going to help you, right? Tanis talked about friends and connecting with friends. And by doing this, you're going to really know, okay, who is it I need to tap into right now that's going to help me in this journey? And who is it that maybe isn't going to serve me right now and I need to kind of take a step away from? All right. So really tap into that as you move forward. And if you do, right, we move into gate 46. This is pushing upward, right? This is that determination of self. I can do this, right? And bringing in the idea too that your body is your temple, right? You really need to honor you as you do this. So maybe you're getting into a place where you're taking on everything for everybody, which is something that we do. And so if you're doing that, maybe take that step back, because this falls into the line 5, and the line 5 is the heretic. And in this, it's really about this need to kind of prove that you can be everything that everybody projects on you that you have to be. And that's not what we're here for. Right. And so it's about pacing, right? This kind of, do I do it? Do I not do it? If you're not confident in it, if it's not what brings you joy, if it's not what lights you up, it's not for you to do. Right. So really paying attention to that and to where you actually find your joy, where you find that more deep connection. Those are the things that you're going to want to bring forward as you figure out what's next for you. Right. And so there might be difficulty at the beginning, but this is all about mutation and ordering and empowering and growing. All right. So this whole process for you is really going to help you to grow and to expand. When I asked kind of about, all right, where, what do we need to do with that? Part of what I got was surrender. And what came out, and I laughed, is because it was all about connecting with nature, animals, plants, being outside, all of that kind of stuff. So honoring the magic of the land, be nature's friend and ally, assist in recreating Mother Earth's original garden and pure wonder, right? Reconnect again with Mother Nature's world of plenty, and you will receive a myriad of miracles. And then I thought, all right, let's just do a druid one too, because why not, right? So I got the secret gnomes. And it says, I'm going to read the poem on the back here because it's really cool. It says, deep within Welsh's forest, gnomes peek out from the groves of their secret space. They cheer gleefully while you walk with determined, passionate pace. So here, it's really about stepping into your magic, right? And really being able to walk that with passion and being able to walk it with confidence. And so all of this work that you're doing through all of the contemplation and connecting with people and really paying attention to who's around you and what's going on, it's all leading you to be able to step into this. And maybe Tanis can talk a bit more about it, but it says carry a seraphonite crystal to help you guide you along your spiritual journey and contact with nature spirits.
Okay, Tanis, did you want to add anything to that, or?
The seraphonite, I think that's a good one. I also encourage you to use something along the lines of axonite is what's coming to mind. So it's very grounding. You can tap into the earth energies with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's quite pretty, but it's like bronze and dark. So that's going to help you to tap into the nature energy as well. All right.
It looks like tiger iron. So is that good for the root chakra, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good for you, Rachel. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Rachel, we are sending you lots of love. Thank you for coming and for tipping. And I see that Manor is here. Good to see you. Welcome to our channel. And you may ask a question. Just to let you know, everybody, we go in order of questions received. We've got quite a bit. So if you want to make sure that your question gets answered 100%, go ahead and tip. It's in the description and it's also up here. Okay. All right. And Ted Bricks, good to see you. He says sending love. We're sending love to you too, Ted Bricks. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right. So let me go up here and see what's going on. Okay. Let's see. I believe Silly is next. Yeah, Silly.
Yeah.
I'm new to your channel. Welcome, Silly. Okay.
I think it might be
Sealy. Okay, Sealy. Should I sell my house and move somewhere else? Okay, so I got two piles for you, Sealy. Okay. This is for staying in the house. Okay. The first one I got was Uranus. There's some unexpected or unsettled events regarding this house. There might be some repairs that pop up, issues regarding like the stuff it's being stirred up by something. Okay, so the energy of the house it needs some work if you're going to stay there. And I know that when I was working on the energy of a house recently, Jennifer and Tanis came through and they cleared all the bad mojo out for me. So you might want to book an appointment with them. They're amazing. They came through and slayed all the dragons. So not, so it's a term, but we don't really
energetic dragons.
Energetic, yeah.
The dark ones.
the darky, the shadowy things.
The ones that aren't supposed to be there. Yeah.
Bingo. So that might be something you want to look into if you're going to stay in the house. But I got that it's a place where if you get it cleared out, you could get a lot done there. I got the 3 of Earth. Okay. It can be really creative. It can be a place for your creative ideas to blossom. But the main thing that I got issue-wise is I pulled the warrior from the goddess, the wild goddess oracle. And it says, know that you have the power to defeat negative thinking. Learn to understand and cope with your greatest enemy, your own fear. There's some fears regarding this house. Like I don't know if it's more of a spiritual vibe that you're getting. I'm getting that there's some weird mojo in the house, and that's what's making you want to leave because you are an intuitive, my dear. And that's why you're kind of picking up on these energies. You can really do well in this house once you get those out. Okay. Because that's the main energy I got. Now leaving. All right. I got Mercury. You're going to have to use your intellect to choose a place moving forward, not your heart, your head. Okay. You're going to have to make the most logical decision possible if you decide to do this. Also communicate your ideas and goals to other people. You're going to need an outside opinion on this. Okay. Because I got that research is required before making a big move, because I got Unity. I got the Hierophant. Okay, this is Archangel Seraphon. And it says traditional viewpoints are methods, spiritual organizations seeking out mentors and like-minded friends. If you are going to make this move, go to your spiritual community and group, run this by them, because it's really important for them to be involved in this process because they're a big part of your tribe. And I got that the resolute for how it would turn out. And it says, if you do not resolve to be patient and endure tough times, success may appear to you to always be in the future or in another's power. So be resolute in your decision making moving forward, involve your tribe. And the main thing I got, if you move, is it needs to be centered around work and your spiritual environment. You need both, my dear. Okay. I get it. I purchased this house with Taurus and Uranus, and it was conjunct my moon. Whoo. Yeah. Lots of fear and negative mojo. Yeah. Uranus is like the Tower card. Just to let you know, I pulled the Tower card when I left a house that was basically stolen from me via identity theft. And I pulled a Tower card for the outcome, and the house was struck by lightning and the ceiling came through. So that's literally Uranus going boom, karma from the people who took it. So it's if you're dealing with tower moments regarding this house, and if you bought it during that time, it's on the moon. The moon is the mind. It's the emotional mind. So that's what's causing a lot of the worry. And you might be attracting some negative spirits and entities into the house because you are an incredible, beautiful bright light. Okay. And that attracts both flies and butterflies. All right. So I do suggest you get some clearing done if you're going to stay there. If you're going to leave, you need to really do your research and find a place that's going to spiritually support you and materially support you. Okay. But the main thing I'm getting is, you're going to have to clear it anyway if you're going to sell it. So just think about it. Now's not the best time. Oh, the house is haunted. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was alluding to, but I didn't want to scare you. Okay.
I was feeling that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to let Tanis take over now, and she's going to offer some suggestions and services that you can ask us for to clear some of that mojo out. Okay. Okay. Sending you lots of love as you deal with that energy, honey.
Yeah. I was feeling that. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I mean, Jen and I can help you take care of that if that's something you're interested in. We do that quite regularly. We both have specialized training in that in different ways, and so we bring that around. Yeah, salt around the bed helps when you're in bed. But there's lots of other stuff we can do as well that's very effective, okay? So if you choose to sell, I think that you're going to have to be patient, like Michelle said, because I did get impatient, okay, withdrawn, grudge, compulsive, stubborn, controlling. So I do think there's some impatience there around it, and it's probably because of how you're feeling. I do think it might be a good idea, though, because I did get a positive card with freedom written at the bottom. So I do think if I were to tell you one way or the other, I would say yes, probably. But I think it is because of how things are at this moment, right? So if you were to clear the house, or you were to change the energy or how you view the house, it sounds like if the house is haunted, you need to take care of that. But I think that if you took care of that, it may not feel as necessary. Okay. And yes, you are very intuitive, whether you realize it or not. So you need to tap into your angels. They're going to guide you. Okay. So trust your angels. And let go of expectations of how your dreams are going to come true. Trust that they have the perfect plan. So this is all happening for a reason. So there may be a reason that you need to move, or there may be a reason that you need to clear these things. I'm actually feeling that you are quite spiritual. And so it may actually be a learning thing for you in terms of how to handle the situation. Is what I'm feeling. Like there's some learning there for you as well. Okay. And then I think once you've got the majority of that taken care of, it'll be time to take action. So jumping over that stream. All right. But you're going to need to step into stillness. And like I said, tap into your intuition, right? The moon is very much about intuition for me. So stepping into that stillness, my power is born in the majesty of stillness. So stepping into the stillness will also empower you in this situation, right? The more we can raise our vibration, the more we can feel more calm wherever we are. And the more light we add, the better you're going to feel no matter where you're living. Okay. Embrace your life purpose. I'm guiding you towards your divine life purpose. Whatever makes your heart joyful is what you're meant to be doing. And I feel like perhaps this house is not. And so stepping into that. And like Michelle was saying, there's something about work and the house. So like whether it's that you're going to move closer to work, whether you're going to be working out of the house, something like that. All right. Yeah. So there's a lot, like, I think that if you are not spiritual, like, you're going to be soon. There seems to be, you're in like this almost, I feel like this sort of vortexy kind of thing. It's like you're opening up quickly, but you're not sure what to do with all of that. Okay. And any one of us can help you sort of navigate some of that. We've all been there. So please feel free to reach out if you do need that. And if you are sort of already awake and you're sort of working through this, still, you know, I mean, we have the school, there's like 9 teachers at the school. We have lots of classes. So if there's something specific that you're struggling with there, please reach out and give us a shout. Okay. Wishing you lots of luck. Lots of love.
All right. So I did my spread a little bit differently this time because I did pull it similar to Michelle in kind of a, you know, do I stay or do I go kind of moment. And so what was interesting is I actually started with the smaller cards here. And
Yeah, okay.
what was interesting was when I got for stay, it was reawaken your intuition, allow your emotions to ebb and flow like the cycle of nature's seasons, right? So like what Tanis was just talking about, this whole like coming into your own, right? And coming into your power. And so I pulled another card just to kind of get some clarity on it. And basically the idea behind here is that you are going to unleash your true power through the work that you need to do. So whatever that looks like, if that is about clearing, if it's learning how to do that, if it's learning how to do some protection stuff, that's going to come through with being in the house. And then
So she does say, just if this might help with your part, she does say, I am spiritual, empath, intuitive, like all of you, 35 years in the professional.
Perfect.
So yeah, so I think that what's happening too, if that's the case, you're like going up a notch because there's been this big download of energy. So you're like, you're upgrading.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, Jen.
No worries. The idea here is that reawaken, right? And we're constantly reawakening. We're never there. We've never achieved it. If we did, we wouldn't be here anymore, right? And so the idea here is to, like Tana said, to constantly be taking it to the next step, right? What do I do now? Taking it to the next piece. And so when I asked about, okay, well, what about selling it and moving? I got welcome the solitude, right? It is time to replenish your weary soul, right? And so maybe there will be some of that growth and all that would come from that. And then I also got cutting away dense energy that holds you back from your goals and trust in the process of divine timing, right? So yes, they were talking about having to wait maybe if you are going to sell and move, but it is this cutting away of dense energy that's holding you back. So with the house being haunted, with all of this other stuff happening in the house, there is dense energy there, right? There always is when there's other entities and things like that are in our space because our energies don't connect. They, and they are denser and they do hold us down. And so, there is going to be this cleansing that needs to happen, whether it's leaving or cleansing the house. But I specifically got these cleansing for if you were to go. So then on the other cards I pulled for staying, I got the gate 32, which is about duration, right? And so this is about, the idea that the only thing that really endures in life is change. And so it's interesting that I got a change card when it came to staying, right? So when we really look at this, we're looking at continuity, and maybe there is a part of you that just, how we like what's familiar, even if it's not comfortable. And maybe there is a part that is like, okay, well, maybe I can clean this out and maybe I can make this work. And, it's familiar and all of that, but there may not be what's actually meant for you, but it is about conservation here. And so maybe also, conservation of funds, of energy, of, all of the things that come with selling. But, as they said, you're going to have to do some work in the house anyway. So it's really about how do you manage your own energies throughout the process, right? And help yourself to be able to stay connected to all that you already have and continue to grow through that. On the leaving side, I got 59. Now, 59 is about dispersion, but it's also about bonding and intimacy. So I don't know if you are to leave, if you're supposed to be meeting with somebody else, if you're supposed to be connecting in some way with somebody else, if this is about, breaking down barriers and achieving union. This idea of leaving maybe is about actually connecting somewhere else, and that might be what finally makes that decision for you. So that's what I got when I did either side for you.
Oh, thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Tanis. I love how our readings kind of weave together. It's just beautiful. And we hope that was helpful, Silly. And best of luck to you moving forward. Please come back and let us know how you're doing. Okay. So our next question is from Allie, Allie's Creations. So good to see you. Welcome. And let's see, there's a couple of people. Yes, you can ask a question, Manor. And Shantoria, yes, you can ask a question. And Silly Klein says, thank you all. Oh, you're so welcome, Silly. We were so glad we were able to tap in and help you out today. Okay, so Allie, what's coming up in regards to my travel? Will Canada be a suitable option for my family? I'm guessing like a vacation, okay? So I got the first card I got was the Two of Water. This is a very good card. It says a relationship that continues to grow closer, forgiveness, a positive resolution to a conflict. There's a relationship in the family that can be mended through this trip. Is what I got. Okay, there's some healing that's going to take place, because the second card I got was Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and it's also connected to Chiron, the wounded healer. Okay, Chiron was a not satire. It'll come to me in a second. He half horse, half man. Centaur. Thank you. Mercury retrograde. Oh man. He was a centaur who could heal everyone but himself, because he had a knowledge of herbs and everything else, but he was wounded and he couldn't heal his own wound. So what I got from this is, in getting together, there is a family or familial wound that is going to be healed. Okay. Because if I need something healed, I go to Tanis, I go to Jen, I go to someone in our network, I go to Ramsey, and I get my healing, because we need a tribe. We need people in our families and in our circles to help us. It's hard to cut your own hair, so that's kind of how I view this trip going. And I got the healer from the Wild Goddess Oracle, just to double down on the fact that this is going to be a healing experience for the members of your family. You and possibly someone you care about need to be healed from the effects of the past traumas before things can be resolved to your liking. What I also got is there might be something that needs to be like broached or talked about maybe a little bit before the trip is scheduled, so it's not like a bomb on the family, okay? Like whether this is an activity or just a discussion that you plan to have as a family, so that you can address this, because that's the main energy I'm getting, is this wound will be healed, okay? I got your role is, I don't know if you bake, but I pulled sweet treats. So this is just one of the, I view food as another way of medicine and healing. So, just, making those sweet treats from my self-care oracle popped up for you. But the main thing I got, before you make a decision, spend some alone time. And I got an image of you walking near and around water. Water is really good. Like you can see the woman here. She's surrounded by water. She's got the moon cycle spinning around her. There's some crystals there. Okay. Spending time near water and just sitting in contemplation is really going to help as well. And it's also going to help you address this family wound that needs to be cleaned and bandaged, okay, so that it can start the process of scabbing over. And know that it's going to be a little itchy at first, but it will heal. And that's the main energy I got from you, is just healing, healing, healing. All right, I hope that was helpful. And I know that Tanis and Jen have a lot more.
Hello. Yes. So I have that you need to do a little bit more research. Okay. Increase your knowledge on this So whether it's taking a course or picking up a book, find a mentor. Yeah, it's, do some reading about the places that you want to go. I feel like there's a bit more planning that needs to happen in regards to the travel. But it's perfect timing. It's all going to be in perfect timing. All is in perfect timing. Okay. This is it. It's time to take action now. I will be here to help you every step of the way. These are Archangel Michael cards, so he's going to be there. Embrace this magic moment. You are in the perfect energetic space for manifesting miracles. So allow your wishes to be fulfilled. Okay, so that's great. You need to know that everyone's going to be safe because it's your loved ones are safe. Let go of fear and worry for your loved ones. I'm looking after them. Okay, so it's going to be a safe trip. I did get the piece about the healing as well, actually. As Michelle was talking about that, I got angels of healing are with you. A time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while you enhance your strength. Okay? Because change is coming. Lots of transformation. We've got lots of butterflies on this card. And I also got starting fresh. So I would not be surprised if you decide that you will move. However, I want you to do some self-care first. All right? Prioritize your self-care. Or I would invite you to do some self-care. Of course, it's your decision. We all have free will. You do so much for others. It's time for you to experience the love you deserve and let others help you. Okay? So, yeah, I think the trip is going to be fine when you choose to take it. Just make sure that you do a little bit more reading up about where you're going and documents. Like if you're planning this, I would wait another day or two if you have not booked it already. You want to make sure that you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's on everything just to be safe there. There's that little piece of, and that's where I think the more research is coming in for you. Okay. But it's going to be a safe trip, very healing, like Michelle was talking about for the family. And yeah, I wish you bon voyage and safe travels.
Hey, so I know we're talking trips here, but this might be something a little bit more permanent that you're thinking about. I got Gate 42 increase. And so it's really about expansion of resources in order to kind of maximize the full potential. And so maybe you're looking at this as should I be moving there in order to give myself more opportunity or be able to be more of who I want to be, right? And so this is about growth. And can I have that growth through this opportunity? And it's the card specifically here is really about this idea that the Grail is the experience. It's not specifically, it's not holding the object in your hand, but just the experience of it. And so really paying attention to what all of it entails and the experience of the planning and the experience of the communicating and all of the things that Michelle and Tanis were just talking about as far as the dynamics of relationship. How are you going to be able to grow even just in the process of kind of figuring all of this out? And it's in your line 1. So it is about figuring out all of the information, getting all the details so that you feel like you're making a good decision. But in this line is also this idea of diversification. So maybe look at several options, kind of do a comparison and see to really decide what's going to be best for you as you plan to, make a move. And then I got Gate 4, which is youthful folly. So this is really about making sure that you are formulating a plan, right? That you're not just jumping into it, that you're not just, getting beguiled by something, that nothing is kind of saying, look at me, come here, do this. But that you're really taking the time to feel into it and make sure that it is correct for you before you make the decision. All right. And so this is where, logic is going to protect you from making a bad choice, right? I'm all for follow your heart, follow your intuition, but sometimes we need to get the information, right? So make sure that you take the time to get the information so that you can make an informed decision about what this is going to look like for you and really understand that. Okay. And you're going to get that by going inside and doing some work by yourself. It's not all about listening to what somebody else is saying, because it is in the line 2, which is the hermit, and it's about acceptance, right? So you're going to have to go in and take that time and accept the details that come to you. Don't try to put your own, curve on them. Don't try to make them show up the way that you want them to or read the way you want. Just really pay attention to the information for the information's sake and make a decision that way. So you may have some difficulty at the beginning as you do this, right? Because it's hard. It's hard when we really want something to be able to do that. But really, the challenge here is being able to initiate it from a good, solid foundation, right? Because that's really what we want. And so it's about ordering. And in that, mutation is possible, change is possible, and it actually empowers us. But it's a step that we often skip because we get excited and we get all wrapped up. So really taking that time, and I think that that's going to really help with potentially the dynamics and stuff that Michelle and Tanis have been talking about. I think that maybe there has been times in the past where there has been conflict and things haven't been talked about and they haven't been worked through properly. And so really taking this time so that you can manage the friction, because we're all pulling it, so it's got to be there. Right. And there's going to be this kind of feelings and emotional sensitivity. A lot of that's going to be coming up. Maybe it's already there, it sounds like, and it's going to be coming up through this process. And so, you have this ability to triumph. It's in the 4, it's in your network. So it's all about connecting with those around you in order to find that success. So you're going to have to be communicating the whole way through and really working on the conflicts and things that have been coming up so that you can have that really strong foundation if you are going to make this change. And the receptive. Right? Sometimes we really want to get our point across. We really want to be heard, but we're not always open to hearing something else that somebody else has to say, especially if it's not what we want to hear. Right? So really be open, be receptive. And this isn't just to the people around you and what they're saying, but this is to your higher knowledge. Right? So filter everything that comes to you through that higher knowing, through that oneness, and really use your intuition to help you be able to do that. And so the idea here too is not holding on to illusion, because that's what separates us, right? But if you can tap into that higher knowing and you can filter maybe some of that discord or some of that conflict through that, it's going to really help guide you to know how you're supposed to move forward from it. And then I got the Wanderer. Okay, so this is about stability through movement. So you're supposed to be going somewhere, right? And maybe it is travel before you move, but it's really about this kind of stimulation, and it's the storyteller. So it's a really this beautiful ability to find ourselves through movement and to be able to take on the journey for the journey's sake. Right? And so even making a huge move, it's really about what is this transition and what is this journey? And what is it going to be for me ongoing? Right? So use caution as you do this. Pay attention to the signs, pay attention to what's coming to you, do your research, connect with people, sort out this conflict that's happening, and you're going to really know exactly where you're supposed to go with it.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Tanis. I love that I got the alone time. You got the hermits, and then Tanis is like more research and alone time. So
Self-care.
you pretty much got the triple affirmation from Spirit there, Allie. And she says, love to you all. Thanks for such a detailed read. You are so very welcome. So this is not Canada is what I'm getting from your reading. More research is needed.
Yeah.
It could be somewhere else in Canada. That the answer will come to you in time. But I love that it's going to be a healing experience for all of you. And Shem says, hey, Jennifer and Tanis and me. Good to see you, Shem.
Hey,
Sending
Shem.
you lots of love, honey. All right. And then Shantoria asked our YouTube channels. Mine is Astrological Tarot and Tanis's is Twillo Lifestyle, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's where you can find us, Shantoria. All right. So we have about what some people asked if they could ask a question, but that they didn't ask it. So I'm just going to go in order of people that ask questions. If you do have a question, this is lightning round. We're going to get to you. We're just going to pull a couple of cards. Okay. If you tip, now's the time to do it. Now or forever hold your peace. We give longer readings for tips, and we also put you ahead of the line. Okay. So this is Joy.
Yep.
How can I get out of this endless
Clearing
loop and get clarity? Okay, so I did pull some cards for you, Joy. The first one I got was the 10 of Earth, which is the happy family card. I pulled this earlier today. It was like, oh, it's Jen's house. Okay. Lots of animals and happy children. Like, yay. Okay. So I got a happy family life, financial security, finding magic in the little things in life. And so I'm like, what's she worried about? And then dun, 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 this flew out. I got the 3 of Air. Oh, trauma. Okay. There's a great sadness regarding family for you. You need to take some time to heal, Joy. You know, that's the main thing I got. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive others. You need to take some time out and just heal those wounds. Okay. Because you have the makings to create a beautiful family life, but stuff happens because this is the place where this is Mritya Loka. This is the place where things suffer and die. Nothing is permanent here. And so even if we have the most amazing family life and everybody's going along, it's always impermanent. And it's even harder when you do have a good family life. If you don't have a good family life and you lose it, it's like, oh, well, bye. Yeah, look how strong I am. I survived that. But when you have a happy family life, it's like, oh, man, it just rips your heart in two when you lose somebody, And that's the essence of grief, love. They're hand in hand. That's how it works. The more we love, the more grief it is when someone passes. And I'm going through that right now. So my heart goes out to you, Joy. Okay. So this is what I got that you need to start doing for yourself. I got the Hermit. That seems to be a theme in this, the readings today. This is Archangel Raziel. Okay. And it's spend time in quiet meditation, spiritual teaching, and self-discovery. Okay. This really helped me when I was going through a lot of depression and loss from, losing the most important, whether it's a pet or it's a person in your life. You need to take out some time for meditation, from some spiritual practice, doing those remedies, doing self-care. This is so important for you to take on, and ask Archangel Raziel for help. Okay. Because he is there for you. And I got the main energy is that I got the worry card from the Creativity Oracle. Worry is an attachment to a particular outcome and the fear that it will not come to pass. Okay. Worry is really, really common when you're dealing with grief and loss, because it's like you're looking for the next hammer to drop. It's like this horrible trauma happened and you start worrying about what could happen next. You start to worry. Stop worrying. Go to your spiritual remedies. Okay. Spend some time in meditation because your guides are there to help you. And I also got Taurus for you. Taurus is all about securing your liquid assets, your material base, being appreciative for the things that you have, and basically approaching life from a very practical perspective. And if you have a Taurus in your life, or you have some Taurus in your chart, that's what the divine is asking you to tap into, is that more practical material approach. You are a very spiritual person is what I'm getting. That's why the spiritual practices are very important to you. But what they're going to do is help you not only on a spiritual level, but also on the material level, because those things need to be balanced in this time in this plane. Okay. That's the main energy I got for you. I'm sending you lots of love as you work through this, and healing. Okay, Joy. And I know Tanis and Jen have stuff for you too.
Hi, Joy. Yeah. So, you need to look at opening your heart. Okay. So no one is perfect. Please stop judging yourself and others. Right. Let love heal that situation. I feel like you have this huge heart, but you're in your head. Okay, so take control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating your reality. So have faith and stay focused on the outcome that you truly desire. That's the key. All right. Staying out of your head and staying in your heart. And when Michelle was talking about the trauma thing and worry, if we can stay in this present moment, rather than being too much in the future, too much in the past, going down other timelines, because we do that too, right? That's when we're not sure what's going to happen. We're like, what if this happens? What if this happens? And those are different now moments, but we aren't there yet. So worry, when we're spending all of our time worrying about this or worrying about that, we're using our energy for things that may not even come to pass. Okay, so healing the trauma. And to do that, I got increase your knowledge, right? So you're already on a spiritual path, I believe. So it's just deepening that knowledge, because really that's what the healing path is. The healing path is a path of knowledge. It's about self-discovery. So the more you can discover about yourself, you're going to realize that the way forward is open. You're not trapped. Possibilities and opportunities are abound. And Archangel Michael will guide you to personal and spiritual freedom. Okay? Your name is even on the card. Look at that. Joy. Right on the card. There's a lot of cards here. I didn't just pick this like this. It came out like that. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. Because you are ready for more. Okay? So your career is growing and blossoming. Now is the time to make changes. All of the changes that you've been contemplating. Yeah, change is scary, but you're ready for more in your career. Okay? Embrace this magical moment. You are in the perfect energetic space to manifest miracles. So allow your wishes to come true, to be fulfilled. Okay? So the more you get to know yourself, and the more you can release those expectations and not have your head in the future, right? The more you can be in that heart space, the more you're going to be able to really fulfill your destiny, is what I'm getting. And you can be a light for others. You do have that capacity. And sometimes, the traumas that we go through, the term the wounded healer is common, right? Because a lot of us go through our stuff before we get to where we can actually help others. And sometimes it's because we need to, right? Whatever we tend to go through tends to be our specialty when we get into the healing work, is that kind of thing. So you have a powerful message to share, and you have a powerful light to share. So, try and stay out of here and focus on here. Do some self-care, because you got this, right? It's just all in your head. You've got this. Okay? Sending you tons of love.
All right, Joy. So I got for you the Wanderer. Again, this card is about stability through movement, right? So here, what I want you to think about is maybe taking on more short-term activities, little bits along the way to kind of help you move through all of this. And the other thing in this is it's in the line 1, which is really about that understanding piece, but it's about quality, right? So pay attention to what you're looking for, because the whole point of this is that it's not about the solution, it's about the journey, right? And your question, this idea of like endless clearing and getting clarity. But the reality is we're always in an ebb and a flow. We're always in this cycle, right? And the other card that I got as a support for that actually is, as light follows darkness, so day follows night. Be patient and wait for the right opportunity, right? You're in a cycle, and it's all part of learning. We're all in it, right? We all go through these phases. It's just part of living life. And so being able to actually embrace that. And the other card that fell out with that one was be enchanted with your life's potential, right? Seek and find, know and discover. So everything is always there for us at all times. So really just pay attention to what you're holding on to, right? Because that's going to be what is happening in your reality for you. Right, so then I got the pushing upward card. This is again the gate 46. This is about the determination of self here, right? It's in the line 2, so it's going inside, but there's also this idea of the prima donna. And it's not that you're acting like that or anything, but the idea here is really, can you accept your experience just for experience sake, right? Without this label of it's good, it's bad. It's okay. I'm clearing. That's okay. Clarity. Oh, clarity's gone. I need to clear again. okay, right? Because this is the process and this is the cycle that we go through, and it allows us to push upward. It allows us to kind of become who we are. And the card that came with that one is, it's only when we accept vulnerability that we are truly brave. Rise above your fears. Yeah, Robbie wants to read the cards for me. It's okay. She's always my helper.
She's the cat that gives therapy to all of Jen's clients. So she's just sending you lots of love, Joy.
It really is. And then I got the receptive here, okay? And this is again about higher knowing. So really, in this moment, can you be receptive to the primal forces within you? And it's in the line 3, which is about trial and error. Again, we're in this human experience. We're going to ebb and flow. We're going to have trial and error. We have the paradoxes because we label good and bad and right and wrong, and I want this and I don't want that. And so we have all of this in our experience, but when we're able to connect to that higher knowing and have that receptivity, then we get to that place where we're never afraid for our voice to speak our truth. Right? It comes from that deep place within your soul. And when you do that, you let your love overflow, right? And when you let your love overflow, it's all okay, right? Because I can embrace in this moment my sadness and circle it with love. I can embrace in this moment my frustration and calm myself with love, right? I can embrace in this moment my anger, knowing that I'm going to speak my voice because I love myself and I'm going to move in the direction I need to for that clarity. So you've got that ability and you have that, but you need to just really take that time to connect inward and to allow yourself to accept the ebb and the flow and the process.
Oh, beautifully said, Jen. And I love that your kitty came and said, gave some healing to Joy. We hope that was helpful, Joy. And we're sending you lots of love on your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. I believe Shantoria is next. I'm trying to find her. May I have a reading? There we go. Okay, and I noticed that a lot of people left YouTube. If you're still here, ask your question and we'll do a real quick read for you. Otherwise, we're going to close off. So Shantoria, welcome, welcome. May you have a reading? Yes, you may. So the first card I picked for you, Shantoria, was the 7 of Water. Okay, this tells me that there are a lot of options on the table for you right now. And it involves a complex decision that you need to make. And in your indecision, you're procrastinating. Okay. We all do it, especially when we've got a lot on our plate. But what Spirit's asking you to do is do some more research. Okay. And don't procrastinate in doing that because it's very necessary moving forward. So I want the Creativity Oracle because this seems like more of a project or dilemma. And I got the Indecision card. So that kind of backs up what I just got. Okay. It says, decide not to make a decision at this time. This will be a constructive, valid, and useful decision. Okay. Indecision doesn't mean that you are making a wrong choice. It's just that you're not making the choice now until you've done some more research. Okay. That's what Spirit's asking you to do. And they're also asking you, I got this from the Wild Goddess Oracle, to seek out a mentor, a sage, an older woman or mentor that can help you navigate this a little more clearly. Because when I get the 7 of Cups, which is the 7 of Water, it's like you have so many options before you. You don't know which one to take. And one is correct. You need some guidance in this area. Okay. So look at your situation with a mature and experienced viewpoint of a wise person and examine assumptions about the aging process and mastery. But what I got was there's a teacher waiting for you. Okay. And you need to find this teacher. Okay. And this person is really going to help you not only pick up one of those cups and drink from it and start this new chapter, but they're going to be a mentor to you along the way and kind of help you not make the same mistakes that they did, because that's what mentors do. They're amazing. Here are some pitfalls that you're going to fall into once you start to develop your abilities. I got Sybil. Think twice before sharing what you know with anyone, except for those you know without question or ready to hear it. We get this a lot in the spiritual community, okay? If you are out in public and you sense something from someone, don't go up to them and start giving them a reading. Not everybody's prepared for that, okay? You have to keep your practice professional, okay? If you're at work or if you're out in public or you're doing something, just keep it to yourself. If they are tired of suffering and they are ready to hear the message, they will come to you or a healer to get that message. But don't try to push your gift on anyone, because it can, especially in today's world where we're kind of polarized when it comes to this stuff, it could scare some people or make them, they might not receive the message well, because that's just how we're moving. But I did get that you're developing your intuition. I went to my self-care oracle. This is what you're going to start developing, is your intuition. Okay. And this includes the intuition on to share or not to share. That is the question, because you are going to be getting some downloads of really truthful information. And sometimes you need to keep it to yourself, and other times you need to let it out. And your intuition will tell you the best times and the not so great times to do that. Okay. That's the main energy I got for you, and lots of love to you. And please come back and let us know how you're doing, Shantoria.
Hi, Shantoria. So welcome. I have that there's a situation that you need to let go of. Okay. This situation no longer serves you. Allow me to sever your energetic connections to the past so you can embrace the future. Now, this could be a situation, I feel like it could be more of a paradigm, like a lens that you're looking at things through. So it might not be like that you need to actually leave a situation, but you need to look at it differently. There's a shift coming for you. And it's, no one is perfect. Stop judging yourself and others and let love heal the situation. This one's come up a lot tonight. So for you as well. Okay. Lead with your heart. For you, I'm getting that you need to step into your heart to do this change of perception. Okay. You need to know that Michael is with you, protecting you. Even though you can't see it, he's actively working on the situation and he's helping you. All right. So a lot of that is in here. And I think that's one of the transits that we've had, right? Is that people are all in here and they're not in here. Because that's those two cards, because I've got take control of your thoughts again. So everyone, take control of your thoughts and open your heart, because these two have been out for almost everybody tonight. And a lot of my clients I've had those conversations with in the last couple of weeks as well. And it's really about, our words are so powerful that we do create our reality. Really important to be careful how we speak about things, because we don't want to influence things with our head. Okay? Because our head is about that fear. We step into fear when we start thinking too logically about something, or too much. Not too logically, but we overthink, right? And then we get wound up into this like little tight spiral. And that's where fear steps in. Not that we shouldn't think logically. Let's clarify that a little. We do need to think logically in the logical situations, right? But there's some situations that we need to lead with our heart. Okay. And a lot of us are like so caught up in our head right now that leading with the heart is more difficult. So we need to be reminded to do that. And so that's what those cards are telling us to do. All right. So the reason I say that is because you have no fear. Okay. Fear is a trap of the ego. Allow Michael to use his sword to free you from the disquieting feelings holding you back. So that's because we're caught up in our thoughts. All right. You need to know that it's time to play. So play more. That's going to help help you get out of your head. It says you're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring you back into balance. Because the way forward is open. You think you're trapped, but you're not. Possibilities and opportunities abound. Okay. Michael's going to guide you to your... This is the other one that's been out like 4 times. It's like I seem to just have the same read for everybody tonight. I don't know. I do have like 3 whole decks here. Actually, I have more than that, but So you have possibilities. Okay. Your thoughts are limiting your possibilities. So don't go into your heart. There's more possibility. Okay. Anchoring in the light. This is the theme. Anchor the light in for you. And your mantra is, the light is always within me. Okay. The light is always within you. So look at the light within you. Follow your heart. Okay. Stay out of your head. Sending you lots of love.
Yeah, I'm all for staying out of the head, man.
I get there sometimes and it's like, okay, get myself out of there. Yep.
I got spend time reclaiming your balance. Okay. And that's where you're going to find your peace. And what's interesting is when I was like, okay, tell me about this. I got the 859. And for you, I got it as the preemptive strike. Now, what's coming up with this time around, and it's interesting because I've pulled this for others, but it wasn't so much of this. And I don't know if you're like having children or thinking about having children, or if you're just looking into intimacy, or maybe there's something that's seducing you. I'm not really sure exactly, but there is this kind of seductive nature to this, and this energy of wanting that connection. And so really, pay attention to what that means or what's coming up for you. Get information. It's in the line 1. So it's really about taking the time to get all the details, to know what's going on around it, and to really kind of figure out where you want to go from here. And this idea too of the preemptive strike, I don't know if this is in defense that you want this connection. Maybe, but having it come out after this idea of reclaiming balance, I think there might be something here that you're trying to maybe use some kind of connection in order to find that balance, but really it's got to be within you. So you can have this connection and you can make that time, but just really have the information and make sure where it's coming from within you as you do it. And then I pulled the light that you're seeking is already within you, right? So follow the things that bring peace to your soul. And it's interesting because it came out with the duration card. And so, and again, Tanis, you're talking about same cards. There are a lot of similar cards, but what I'm finding really fascinating is that as I read them, each time a different piece of it seems to show up, right? And so, here it's about continuity and conservation. And so the idea here that's coming up for me is the ability to adapt, right? So things change and we kind of want to keep things a certain way, but we have to become adaptable to allow for the change, and that you have the ability to do that and to really go with whatever it is that does show up for you. And just kind of being able to connect with the truth of who you are. Right. And so this idea of what's in our head and all of that, I think it is really important to understand, a thought is a thought. It's not who we are, right? We're not our thoughts. We're not our feelings. I say it so often because we have a thought and then we think, oh, this is who I am. This is, what I'm meant to be. And it's like, no, it's a thought. That's it. It's like a cloud passing in the sky, right? And so we can decide if we want to actually connect to it and hold on to it and make it part of who we are, or we can release it and just say, okay, that's a thought. That doesn't serve me. I'm not going to hold on to that. Right. And it was interesting because then the next card that I pulled was, it is only when we accept vulnerability that we are truly brave. Again, I pulled this one before, right? But we rise above our fears. And so, when we talk about fear and where does fear come from, oftentimes we hold fear because of previous experiences, things that we see or things that we've encountered. And yet, often in the moment, those things aren't actually there, right? So the fear that's happening for us is the fear that's happening here. Right? So if you're able to really kind of take that step back, become the observer, as we all say, right? And be able to just kind of pay attention to what's happening. The next card I got is the joyous, right? Aliveness, vitality, and the ability to face challenges as they come, right? And so if you're able to really kind of take a look at these things that are coming up for you, these things that maybe you're holding on to that don't serve you anymore, maybe some, biases or belief systems or things that you think that you need in order to feel balanced and connected that aren't actually doing that for you. And then connect truly to you, the authentic you, and what you need. I know she's loud in the background, right? And this is going to come through trial and error, but it's going to lead you to that place of joy and being able to live that in your experience.
She's putting in her 2 cents worth. That's all.
She is. She just wants to contribute.
Well, she thinks she's a celebrity now because she's got her own page and everything.
I know.
She's got a website page on Jen's page. So,
The office assistant.
yes.
All right. Oh, well, thank you, Jen. Thank you, Tanis. It's been almost an hour and a half, guys. So we appreciate everyone coming. We did get, can I ask a question from YouTube? But I'm not seeing that we have anyone in the YouTube rooms right now. So Gary, so good to see you. Gary's here.
Gary.
And he says, you all are really cool. Well, you're cool too. And send love to Socks for us.
Yeah.
And Jacqueline, never a dull moment here. Miracles, magic, heart space. Thank you for joining us, honey. And yeah, we've got to set you up for a show in February. So contact me for that. Got to reschedule you. And Tracy's here. Good to see you, Tracy. Welcome to the show. All right. So,
Awesome.
all right. So guys, just a reminder on what's going on in our world. If you want extra amazing stuff, go here, twillowlifestyle.ca/members. $11, guys, $11. And you got all our tools. And I've got some great Vedic stuff there. Tanis, can you tell the audience like what they can expect with a membership?
Yeah, for sure. We've got readings there, regular readings. There's a discount there for members for Twillow Lifestyle Academy. There are ebooks. There are tools. There are recipes for food from our holistic nutritionist. We have essential oil recipes from our aromatherapist. We have all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
There's going to be members only events as well coming up this year. So stay tuned. We're going to be doing some reading nights on Zoom. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, there's new stuff going up all the time. So, guided meditations is another thing. We put up new guided meditations regularly. And yeah, so there's lots of stuff coming. We're building that. And there's 9 teachers and we're all putting stuff in. So it's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah. So guys, this is the best deal of the year. So definitely visit, get a membership. You will not regret it. And you get discounts on classes too, right, Tanis?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Exactly. And I have an amazing class that I want to share with the Twillow Lifestyle Academy that I'm excited about. So it's going to be about spring forward, fall back, your soul's journey through time. And using Vedic astrology, I can see like what your karma is, your dharma is, what you did in past lives, and what your goal is in this life. So if you join that class, which will be posted later, I'll talk to you about that, Tanis.
For sure.
Yeah, and it includes readings in the class, so it's definitely going to be amazing. Okay,
and Jen and Jacqueline and I are actually working on something that will complement that very well.
Excellent!
Know thyself class or series. So we're going to be doing all sorts of, and it'll have some human design and it's some yoga. It'll have Mayan glyphs and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, stay tuned for that one too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I just started looking into Mayan astrology. It's a different bear. It's pretty cool. And just a reminder to everybody, if you want to go to an amazing conference, the International Jointish Conference, you can sign up for that at Camilla.com. For some reason, that's not showing on my end. Oh, there it is.
Oh, it's showing. Yep.
There you go. So the 26th to the 29th, I'm going to be at that. You can also have a discovery call with me, and that's just astrologicaltarot.com. You can also go to twillowlifestyle.ca and get a discovery call with Tanis as well. And is there any... And Jen, yes. Mm-hmm. And Jen, is there anything that you would like to add? Anything that you're doing right now?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can always come to my site, myholisticselfcounseling.com or myholisticself.com, and find me on there for counseling, life coaching, doing some of the human design stuff. You can also find me through Twillo Lifestyle for that. And yeah, like Tana said, we're working on a few classes that are going to be coming up. The Know Thyself series is going to be super exciting, and hopefully we'll see. We can turn it into a retreat possibly over the summer and
That's what
see
we're hoping.
how that goes. So there's a lot of really awesome stuff in the works for that. I know Tanis and I have also been working on a course that we're hoping to launch soon. That's going to be a very long course.
It's more of a program, really.
Yeah,
It's more of a program.
yeah.
It's probably going to be almost a year by the
Yeah.
time we're done. Yeah.
And then I'm also looking to launch a full human design introductory class where you really just get to learn your chart, how to read it, what it looks like, what to look for, learn about connection, all of that kind of stuff. So not nearly as in-depth as what Michelle's is going to be on the astrological side of things, but it's, again, a piece of that know thyself kind of component, and really just being able to kind of navigate the day-to-day with your own design, and being able to follow your strategy and authority to make decisions that, lead you where you need to be.
Another one that's coming up with one of our friends that joined us tonight, Gary, he's got his flower essence introductory class coming up as well on the 29th. It's a Sunday from 1 to 3. So
very cool.
Flower
essences are wonderful.
They are.
I know he'll talk about Bach flower, and I've used the rescue remedy before. I've used it for pets and travel. There's so many amazing things that he's going to share about that, and so it's going to be totally a class worth taking.
Absolutely. I'm sitting in on that one.
Yay. That's awesome. All right. So Silly says, wonderful workings. Thank you. Thank you for joining us, Silly. And Jacqueline said, know thyself. And Tracy Foster, you're welcome. Thanks for joining us. And I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who joined us today. We are here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, and 7 p.m. Eastern. So you can join us. We usually go for about an hour and a half, depending on how many questions we get. And next week we have Ramsey, I believe.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So I know, is it Ramsey or, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
well,
I think so.
Oh, I think so. Because we had Jacqueline, Jennifer, and then Ramsey. So,
yeah.
So yes, I just want to thank you both for being here, and everyone else in the audience for participating today. We're sending you lots of love. My name is Michelle Marie. I am the owner and operator of Astrological Tarot. You can find me at astrologicaltarot.com. Book a consult with me. I'd be happy to read your chart, your cards, whatever you've got going on in your life. We're here to help, and I'm sending you lots of love.
And I'm Tanis Coughlin, founder of the Twillo Lifestyle Community, Twillo Lifestyle Academy. And I am wishing you lots of love, and come join us.
Jennifer Jurkofsky. I'm at Twillo Lifestyle. You can also find me at myholisticselfcounseling.com. And it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Aw.
So honored.
Okay. We're sending everyone lots of love. Take care,
Lots of
everyone.
love.
We'll see you next week. Take care.